Hello and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Vvardenfell. Last time we helped an old man deliver his memories to his children. And we are now to enter Vvardenfell, which is in the middle of a feud between two brothers who have shared ownership of this mine. However, the one brother who hired us believes that the other brother is fiddling with the books and that there is something fishy going on. There are hostile mercenaries outside and likely also inside. But let's see what it is about. Ebony is a substance whose acquisition and use tempt mortals into acts of achievement that transcend their usual limitations. Did Lorcan intend this? Alas, the concept is self-referential and therefore nugatory. Vvardenfell. Search the mine. Well, that seems pretty straightforward. And the map is too. Now, why would it be this close if there is nothing, quote-unquote, near the bottom? I don't buy that for a second. Oh, what? Bloody note! Don't let anyone else see this note. Not even our comrades can be trusted. We've got to give this one up. Coin isn't worth our lives. You haven't seen it yet. What I've seen. But they are talking about sending us back in to try to deal with the mess, and believe me, they won't be paying enough for that. Problem is, Brathan has some real loyalists in our ranks. They'll kill us if we try to run too early. Got a plan though. Lima is making the squads and planning the route. We'll get ourselves split from the rest and then make a break for it. If this is as bad as I hear it is, they'll probably just assume we died and never come looking for us. We can always find work somewhere else. Well, about that, gonna have a hard time finding work when you're dead. I mean, unless you happen to find a necromancer who is... Well, there is a surprisingly lack of guards in here. That's a lift. Can I No, that's a crate. That's not a lift. But the lift... I'm not exactly superstitious, but this is likely the... Ooh. Well, that would likely mean that there is something deeper, and that would be our exit route. Ah, there we go. I was about to say there's a surprisingly few amount of mercenaries in here. But that would... we can't sneak past them. And I haven't gotten the option to take one of their... Wait, do I? Hold on. We don't have anything as appearance, so no, we weren't given the option to dress up as one of them and just be like, "Hey, I am new here. I need to see the boss immediately. Have a nice day." Well, boss it is then. Alright. Did I? Is that because you see dead things? Well, you can see your friend over there. He died. And as did you. Ooh, Viridian dust. We already have a stack of that, so that's nice. Fella went glowing. Now what is this just another dark elf, or is this... Hold on. Ooh. Yeah. That looks... Oh, there's another player here. Biscuits! Why can't I just... quest without anyone interfering? Oh well, it seems that he basically went straight through. There probably is a different way through, but I don't know. I like the experience, so... Now what is this purple gunk slash mist slash... doesn't look good. I'll go the way there isn't any. Oh, bugger, I can't go any further. What a shame. Well, I cannot solve this riddle. So what? Whoa! I was about to say, what does this do? And then I was like, at first, nothing. But then like, ow? Ow? Does it work on him? Yeah, seems it does. Not that I can really trap him in there because... Oh! That's a bad place to be standing, friend. Well, not that running into me is much better for you. Because we don't want to stand in that for too long. It's pretty high damage output. Well, I understand why they didn't want to deal with this. Seems bad. Guess what? I am worse. Pop goes the Brutey. Oh, I got healed. Thanks, but I don't need it. I'm fine. I got plenty of life to get through this. Stone Fiend Reaver. What? That's odd. Alright. Is there any loot back there? I mean, we have to get through. Whether we go up or below is... really no difference here. What kind of level are you at, friend? Elemental Essence. Okay. Level 24. Okay. That's not much, but sure. Pop. Okay. He's so low level that it really doesn't make much of a difference. Plus, if I'm this close and just help with the fights, I'll get the experience all the same. Now he might run while I read that piece of lore, but that's fine. Warning to minors. Warning. No unauthorized work is beyond this point. A quarantine is in effect. Disobedience will be answered with swift punishment. Foreman Knox. Okay. Minor's scrawled letter. Fingers frozen, turning black like Ebon stone. If you find this message, then they'll can't feel anything. Or something like that. Ah. Well, that would likely be the mist here, probably turning them into stone fiends then. Yoink! Ow! Ugh! Whoop! Now, let's go with this. Not that I needed it. I mean, I regenerate pretty fast. But still. Letter to Master Rethan. Master Rethan, you'll be happy to hear that your scheme is working perfectly. Well, maybe not perfectly, but well enough. The most recent batch of labourers came in yesterday. They were a sluggish bunch, wary too. But the promise of a few more drakes got them moving. They should make a fine batch. That alchemist of yours, Qa'Rajh, is it? He's set up the shop at the old Daedric ruin. You should see it. I haven't been around that many bottles and burners since my days in the skooma trade. He says he's working on some variation of the formula. You might want to ask him what it's about it, boss. The air in his lab has gotten thick as my auntie's moral porridge. Foreman Knox. Okay, so the foreman is in on it. Well, we already met the foreman. He was stumbling about in Balmora, drunken, off of his knockers. Ooh, so we have to go down there, eh? Well, I see a couple of stone fiends that I need to whack on the head. It would be but a single boot to its noggin. So what are these, like, mummified zombies or something like that? They act like zombies and they give Fighters Guild stuff like zombies. So I'm kind of guessing they're like zombies. But, you know, stone zombies. Weird. Well, not the weirdest thing I've come across in my time playing The Elder Scrolls Online. Ugh, ow. Ah, oh, nope, that's a bad place to... Can I... Is it Vvardenfell? Am I out of... Yes, I am. Okay. So it's not that detrimental. I mean, again, pretty fast regeneration. I would have gone through a smaller batch of it anyway. Of course, I'd prefer to not go through it at all, but sometimes you're not... Ow. Ooh, pretty. So is that raw ebony? Discarded journal. Lordus. Finally found some work. Molly should be happy to hear it. I haven't worked up the courage to go home and tell her yet. Figured I'd get some drink in my belly first. She'll be glad no matter what, won't she? Would you please? I am trying to read. It's very, very rude. Thank you. Now shut up. Where were we? Even if it is the Vasian internet mine. Sanders, consider stopping this journal, but my mom always said it was good therapy. Had a bad fight with Molly last night. She didn't want me to take the job. Thing is, she doesn't know how bad off we are. Haven't been able to tell her I've been borrowing from the lenders for 2 months. I need to make this work. I need to take this work, and so I have. I'll work the full week, even taking meals and lodging in the mine. I'll have 2 days off at the end of the week to visit Molly and take her the week's wage. Maunders. Not a bad first day. Wasn't at all what I was expecting. Didn't really have to deal with mining. Have to do real mining, though it was hard labor. Boss man apparently found some kind of ruins down in one of the shafts. Mining work is on hold, and we'd all been aside working away through the ruins. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't kind of exciting. I wish Molly could see me, a real treasure hunter. Titus. A lot of excitement going around today. I guess they found something in the ruins. I haven't seen anything, and they aren't telling us much. They pulled most of us back out of the mine and into the mine and have us breaking rocks. Wish I knew what was going on. Midas. Great news. Me and some of the other workers are getting some sort of promotion. No more breaking rocks. They said something about an experiment and they need good men like me to help. Best of all, they said I can't tell anyone about it. I can't even write Molly to tell her. It's that secret, so it must be good. This is the best job ever. Famous last words, eh? Right, let's get into the gunk and out of it again. Hello. Well, you were jumping for Flappy. I see. Well, can you kindly not? I mean, Flappy is a flyer, yes, and it is admirable that you want to get up to her. But please don't. I mean, you could at the very least ask her, and me, first. Would be nice. No. Ugh. Yeah, we have to go through this. Zigzagging doesn't help. Good discovery. Good. Oh, you're a statue. Well, sorry about that. Well, it's not my fault, but yeah, you. Oh, God damn it! I hate things that spawn in. Eat crystals, you punk. I can do stone too, and I'm better at it. Pow! Get bonked! And you too, get bonked on! Okay, boop. Nice work, Flappy. Ooh, I poisoned a stone zombie. What do you know? I didn't know you could do that, but, well, achievement, I suppose. In some way. Hello. You have friends, don't you? Oh yeah. They were sitting down. K-pop. Hey, whoop. And no. Nothing out of you. My inventory is taking a beating. Yeah. Oh, wait. One of the things was a recipe, which means that I can learn it. No, I don't want to search anything. I want to learn this recipe so that this is at least done and over with. Now we have one more space in our inventory. Not great, but it's still an improvement. At this level, I'll take such improvements. Really? Non-searchable urns? Qa'Rajh's journal. Yes, I know. I can see it. I was looking for urns and other containers, as they might contain valuables. Or they might contain trash that I can also sell. Qa'Rajh's journal. My masters are truly fools if they believe this scheme will make them rich. True, the substance produced by the formula looks and feels much like the rare ebony ore, but it is not ebony, and any discerning craftsman will recognize this as soon as they use it to produce goods. I've tried to counsel Master Rethan on this subject, suggesting it may be wiser, and equally profitable, to instead focus on selling the alchemical concoction itself. Though the formula was exceedingly difficult to translate and requires extreme precision to brew properly, the reagents I've required to produce it are not overly rare. I could easily produce large quantities. Imagine my airborne form used as a weapon. It could fetch a fine price. Master Rethan disagrees. According to him, the buyers don't care if the ebony is false, so long as they can use it to produce goods that pass a cursory inspection, they will be happy. Ebony is quite rare and difficult to come by. With us as the source, our buyers should be able to produce passable fakes, then close shops before anyone discovers the deception. If a soldier dies on the battlefield because his ebony plate was not true, that's no money out of our buyer's pockets. Perhaps Master Rethan is right. I often underestimate the crude avarice that drives so many of my race. As for me, I am content to study and work with such a brilliant formula. Perhaps one day I will find a truer application for it. It doesn't sound half bad. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but it doesn't sound half bad. But Master Rethan, though, yeah, it's a different kind of goat. Am I in it? Yes, I am. How about now? Nope. Now I'm out of it. Good. That is what I was hoping for. Yes, okay, let's move on. Hello. Oh, you're alone. That's, not necessarily what you want to be. Well, I cured your loneliness and gave you death instead. You are welcome. They could easily be... Well, they are in the hallway, so as I suppose that's close enough. But they could easily be hiding on those plinth, disguising themselves as statues. They are not, though, but they could be. I keep wanting to read it as Stone Friend, but it's very much not a Stone Friend. I can tell you that much. Hello! Prank them. Prank them real good. Oh. A bookshelf? Oh. More bookshelves! Also more stone pieces? No. Alright, well, have at thee. Extra experience for me! I shan't complain. Pop! Thank you, Flabby. Good work. I can hit you from afar. What can you do, my... hell? Okay, that. I poisoned you. Even zombieism and being part stone won't save you from my poison. It is that lethal. Interview with a spider cultist. The source of the formula. One thing that's been gnawing at me that I dare not share with the masters, dare not share with anyone. The true source of the formula. It seemed too arcane, too brilliant for even a great alchemist to develop. Not that I couldn't likely produce something similar, given enough time and resources, but my method, my language would never be so flawless. Even I can admit that. I found the answer. It was staring at me all this time in the middle of the shrine. Qa'Rajh, a maker of deals and granter of wishes, and not one I would ever wish to be indebted to. It seems this ruin was stumbled upon once before in a very similar fashion to how we found it. It is likely they were the previous owners of the Vvardenfell mine. It's a well-kept secret that the mine is not particularly rich. It produces barely enough ebony to make it worth working at all. And these mere that came before us grew desperate, and they called out to Vile. A particular lack of wisdom and foresight it was that made them wish for an endless source of ebony. One must choose words carefully when dealing with Daedra. Although in this case it may have been better to make no deal at all. Regardless, some pact was made and the formula came to them. They must have successfully brewed it, for we found statues here dating back centuries. But suspiciously they kept very little records about their progress or how they used it. In truth, knowing this fact makes me somewhat uneasy. Sometimes I feel like I can hear the statue of Qa'Rajh whispering or laughing softly to itself. But I made no deal with him. I am simply studying the result. He holds no sway over me. I wouldn't be so sure about that. I wouldn't be so sure. Some Daedric lords are basically like, "Ha ha! You touched my book! You are my slave for eternity now!" And like, what? Daedric laboratory. Well, okay. That's a bit on the nose. Let me guess. We have to fight Qa'Rajh and likely also Master Rethan. Even though Master Rethan is described as being more of a merchant. Okay. Well, I mean, it seems clear, but I can also see the corpses here. And these vats? Oh, I don't like that. Not one bit, no sir. Okay, no treasure around of note. I could search these sacks, but why? My inventory is already... Does that... Oh, it's a spoon. I was about to say it looks like a key, but... Qa'Rajh's research note. Let's go with this. The vile truth of Barbus. From the notes of Pelagius Harper, council daedrologist in residence, Imperial City. Every true daedrologist has a favorite prince. We rarely admit it, but it's true. Each prince, while horrifying, has a curious and often hilarious quirk. Qa'Rajh's peculiarities are well known, but when you really think about it, all the princes are a bit silly. Hercene has the clumsy head of an ungulate. Sanguine is an inveterate drunk. It is precisely these eccentricities that make the princess a source of endless fascinations for daedrologists such as myself. Unlike the stuffy and aloof Aedra, the princes suffer the same neuroses, flaws, and childish fixations that trouble men and mirror alike. There are more like us than we care to admit. As for me, of all Daedric princes, Qa'Rajh is my favorite, and it has everything to do with his loyal hound Barbas. I have come to believe that Clavicus Vile is unique in that he exists in two persons. This is, of course, the subject of vigorous debate in daedrological circles. Many of my confederates would argue that Barbas is merely a greater daedric servant, no more linked to Vile than a horse is linked to its rider. But I urge you to consider the evidence. The first and most obvious proof of their consubstantiality is found in art. Crude hand-carved idols dating back to the early Merithic era depict the masked figure of Clavicus Vile standing beside a large hound, as do ancient cave paintings. I have explored the width and breadth of Tamriel in search of daedric oddities, and in all my travels I have never found any depiction of Vile that does not include Barbas at his side. I've also read hundreds of first-hand accounts detailing encounters with the prince. Each of these accounts, without exception, features Barbas in some capacity. If we accept the premise that Clavicus Vile and Barbas are, at least in some sense, the same person, the natural question is why? Why would an entity possessing godlike power allow itself to be bifurcated? I have a number of hypotheses, but my best guess is simply this: companionship. The life of a prince is one of near total isolation. Some princes, like Hermaeus Mora and Nocturnal, appear to revel in this solitude. But everything we know of Clavicus Vile indicates that he is a profoundly social being. His love of bartering, his willingness to bestow wishes upon those that engage with him, his bewitching mask, each of these things point to a being that thrives on interaction, conversation, and play. A being so inclined would likely go mad without some companion to speak to, argue with, and complain about. One might even view it as a marriage of sort, albeit an inverted one. Rather than two becoming one, as in the Pledge of Mara, one has become two, a paradoxical reversal of the Adric ritual. But why a dog, you ask? I've puzzled over this for years. Again, I can offer little more than supposition. My best guess is that it has to do with power roles. If Clavicus Vile sheared off a larger share of his animus to create an equal, the two would plot and scheme against each other constantly. In creating a canine counterpart, Vile ensures his position as master. Dogs are ancient symbols of loyalty and submission. They are servants and never masters. And so it is with Barbas. Of course, Barbas is not always a dog. Like other Daedric princes, Barbas can present himself in a number of different forms. He has appeared as both man and mare, as animals, lesser Daedra, and even inanimate object. This ability to bend his shape but retain his fundamental animus is a power that no other Daedra, on record, has been able to replicate. Aside from the princes, that is. Coincidence? I think not. We will likely never know Barbas's true nature with certainty, but the evidence points me to only one conclusion. Barbas and Clavicus Viles are one person in two forms. The master is also the servant, the handler is also the hound. It's a unique and fascinating paradox, the sort of mystery that makes daedrology worth studying. Interesting. That's actually a pretty good point. Some might argue that Barbas is actually the true prince, and where to Clavicus Vile, you might remember him from particularly how he interacted with us in Oblivion, where his voice was that of a child. And even the one in Skyrim was sort of like that too. Not exactly childlike, but definitely someone who was lost and without their true purpose and without use of their full power. So that I would actually go out on a limb and say that Barbas is perhaps the true Daedric prince, and Clavicus Vile is merely just something else. Okay, Gavros's research note. Subject K14. Died of head trauma some hours after the mercenaries restrained her, administered the formula, but transposition was not successful. This confirms my hypothesis. Blood pressure must remain consistent until the last possible moment. Death prior to infusion results in only partial transposition. This explains some of our previous failures. A powerful sedative could reduce premature death. Must conduct more trials. Subject R32. A perfect transposition. The drip method seems much more effective in terms of yield and purity. Unfortunately, duration of the procedure has dramatically increased. Rate of output may be insufficient for sale. Must be faster. Subject S24. Converting the formula from a liquid to a vapor proved easier than expected. Results are promising. Subject exposed to vapor exhibited signs of transposition immediately. Unfortunately, the procedure drove the subject into a violent frenzy. Recommend sturdier restraints for future test subjects. Subject S24. Addendum. Subject remains alive despite complete transposition. Defies all existing scholarship and calculation. Violent and erratic behavior has increased significantly. Recommend we suspend experiments until the side effect is resolved. Ooh. So we have to find the man who basically did this. Yeah, now he seems less good. Like, in the previous one, he seemed like an alchemist hired to do bad stuff. And was like, I don't really want to do this, but sure, you're paying me, so yeah, I guess. Now, he seems okay with testing on live subjects. Without them having a say in it, of course. And that's just not cool, man. Interestingly enough, we haven't seen any stone fiends move into the mist. We've seen them move outside of the mist, but we haven't seen them inside the mist. Well, there's a lot of bookshelves, so let's start with those. I know I've been reading a lot, but I love reading, okay? I love lore. Ah, lift room. I knew that was the way out. That's part of my love for the Elder Scrolls series, is the lore. There's so much of it. It's like a gold mine. A veritable gold mine. Probably don't want to stick my hand into that. Or anything else for that matter, really. Well, he certainly doesn't look well. Let's just say that.
I don't recognize
Hello,
you.
Gavros. Do we have to fight you?
You made a terrible mistake
No,
in
you
coming
are
here.
partly turned to
You
stone.
feel it yet? The cold rush through your veins. The stiffness in your joints. Only a matter of time now. Only a matter of time.
Tell me what's going on here.
You really haven't figured it out. You're denser than those stone fiends. Master Rethan brought me on to study a Daedric text, a formula for turning living flesh into a substance akin to ebony. Not a perfect match, but close enough.
And you lost control of it.
Something like that. But what does it matter? I'll be frozen solid soon. Black as midnight. A commodity. Nothing more. Ironic. You mean to rob me, I suppose. The scroll's just there. Have a care with it. Wealth always comes at a price.
Is there no cure for this affliction?
None. Well, none that I've discovered anyway. I speak modestly when I say that if there was a cure, I would have found it already.
So you've given up?
I guess I could squander my remaining hours searching for a remedy, but I'm an alchemist, a daedrologist. We don't trouble ourselves with things like hope. I leave that nonsense to priests and children.
Yeah.
Mentally ill.
I guess turning it into a vapor form did have its backfirings. Namely that, they don't have gas masks or anything like that. The best you can do is soak a cloth in something that is nice and hope that you don't catch anything. We saw that in Orcrest back in Elsewhere. That was airborne too, and basically killed the entire city. Okay, why would you agree to this?
What? afflicting all these miners? Ah, spare me your crude moral outrage. They were wastrels, laborers that were too ignorant or too lazy to find work anywhere else. This is as meaningful a contribution as they were likely to make.
So you have no remorse?
None. I'd invite you to kill me, but given that I'll be dead soon anyway, it's hardly worth the effort.
So how did you become afflicted?
Why do you even care? Oh, fine. I altered the formula, turning the liquid decoction into a vapor.
Figured.
It proved to be very effective. Unfortunately, it was nearly impossible to contain. Hence, this.
Yep. Well, can we... Oh, it was not that. It was over here. Right. Mysterious formula. This scroll bears a complex series of characters in a language you cannot decipher. Oh. And now we have to talk to Mallow. We are a bit over time, but I mean, the reading... Storage room. Worth it. I do have potions of healing if need be, but there seems to be enough room that one can just run outside of the goop and not be afflicted any further. I honestly thought there was a sky shard down here, or something akin to a sky shard, but no, treasure chest, just some lore books up a level. This should make exits fairly easy. Wonder if anything outside have changed. Well, I suppose we shall see right now. I wouldn't expect anything to have changed. I mean, we haven't dealt with their master, so it's not like they have been like, okay, well, we don't have anyone paying us, so now we can just leave. Yep, he is out on the road, so we have to go trudge through these guys once more. Not that particularly difficult. I mean, we can just scoop pie here. The gates is a little more of an issue because there's one right about here. Hello. Oh, well, I wouldn't leave without a party gift, now would I? Well, so much for that. Okay, Mallow, here we go.
Ah, I'm glad to see you made it back in one piece. So, what have you learned? Anything?
An alchemist named Qa'Rajh was turning miners into some kind of false ebony.
What? Well, that sounds ghastly. To think that my own brother would be capable of such a thing. We must move quickly. Did you find any evidence? I'll need something concrete if I'm to convince the Hlaalu trade barons to intercede.
This is the Daedric formula Qa'Rajh was using.
Well done. I have a final task for you, if you're willing. I must take this to the trade baron, Councillor Ryveth. He's staying at the Balmora Inn. Alas, Benna has many contacts in town. If he hears that I'm
finish
meeting
this
Ryveth,
up.
he may
That
try to flee.
kind of makes sense to do so. What would you have me do?
Travel to the Rethan Manor House and detain Benna. Once I've explained matters to Ryveth, I'll send Hlaalu constables to collect my brother. After this, I'll ask nothing more of you. You have my word.
You really had no idea this was going on in the
That
mine?
the men I worked tirelessly to hire were being used as fodder for some vile experiment? Absolutely not. It's appalling. Why would I have sent you to discover what was going on if I already knew?
you said you handled the hiring. Did you hire Gavros?
Yes, I hired him at my brother's insistence. Something about valuable books and scrolls found in the shrine. We planned to sell them off once Gavros translated them. That's what I thought, anyway. Wait, Gavros is still alive?
No, he's dead. Killed by his own formula.
I see. That is unfortunate. But I suppose that's the risk you take when you start brewing foul decoctions and poisoning innocent miners.
How long will you be meeting with this Councillor Raveth?
Not long. He tends to be brusque. Once I've explained the situation, he'll waste no time bringing Benna in for questioning. It will be brief, I assure you.
What do you think the council will do to Benna?
They will punish him. Severely. He'll definitely lose his share of the estate and the ebony mine. He may even lose his life. In either case, I'll have to bear the weight of our family assets alone.
It doesn't sound like that, but that is bothering him as much. Right. Oh yeah, we have to go to the manor, which is down the road. That's fine. It's close to the main quest, so yeah, it fits together in a sort of weird kind of knot, but yeah, a knot that is agreeable, for sure. Plus, it brings us to a new area where there might be sky shots, and hooray! A crafting station! How lovely! Hello? Oh, just a gardener. Well, it's nice, it's not overly, well, okay, well.
The last piece of the puzzle. Time to tie up loose ends.
Well, you know what? You're a bit of an annoyance. You're not really a boss, so I don't know what you want, what you're looking to do. Nice roll, but you're a rogue, so you don't really have a whole lot of attacks. You depend on stealth and being able to go without being hit or being spotted. And you know what? I am kind of good at facing that kind of stuff. No. Assassin orders. Ah, they're over here. So technically that would likely mean that our work is almost complete. Remain watchful. With any luck, the adventure I conscripted will clean out the remaining stone abominations so we can begin again, this time without Benar mocking things up. Tie off all loose ends and make sure it looks like they killed each other. It needs to be convincing enough for the council. When your work is done, meet me at my residence in Balmora. I'll have further instructions for you, and your first payment, as promised. This will be a lucrative endeavor, my dear. Do not fail me. Okay. Okay. Someone's been double-crossing me, and I do not like that. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this off. Gardener, you might have a bit of an issue. Can we sprint all the way to the manor? All the way to the place? Maybe. It's not impossible. That's for sure.
Ow! Stupid dog.
What happened? Let me see.
I suppose eventually I could follow that dog, but
Leave it alone. There's something strange about it.
just around the corner, and yes, Randy Netch Inn. Okay. Now you, sir.
Malarethan. What a swit. I'm going to need a stiffer drink.
Well, about that.
You don't appear to be holding my drink, so I'm sure I have no interest in you. Off with you.
You mentioned Malor Rethan. You must be Councillor Raveth.
I am. Young Marler and I were talking about the sudden success of his mining enterprise, built on some irregularities that I'd prefer not to discuss. Not that it's any of your business. Who are you? Why are you meddling in Hlalu business?
Well, it actually is. I doubt Malor gave you a true account. I found these orders on an assassin sent to kill me.
My. This is damning. Dear Marler tried to hang this whole business around his brother's neck. And yours. A prudent, albeit sloppy affair. House Hlalu can ill afford such a scandal, and I hate to be lied to. Kill Marler, and I will reward you.
I won't make any promises. Why don't you want him alive?
What would I do with him? Chain him to a post? His life no longer serves the house's interests. I don't expect an outlander to understand, but this needs to be done. Honestly, I doubt he'll give you a choice in the matter.
Where can I find him?
His city residence, I expect, just across the river. Do be quick about this. I'm anxious to be done with the Brothers Rethan.
Did Malor give you the scroll?
What scroll? Don't tell me there's more to this fetching disaster.
The scroll contains a formula that turns people into false ebony stone.
Does it now? Listen carefully. Don't breathe a word of this to anyone else. If Marla has this formula on him, bring it to me. The reward will be significant. We cannot let this get out, and we cannot let it fall into the wrong hands.
He's planning on using it against the other houses. Dunmers, everyone. Dunmers! Well, at least they're not eating each other. Alright, what will House Hlalu do about this situation?
By the three, what a mess. I'll put some of my Oathman on it. Oathman I can trust. If we can clear out the riffraff, it might be salvageable. If not, we'll simply collapse the thing. Better to bury it than let some fool stumble upon Marla's folly.
And history is doomed to repeat itself. Alright, let's go find a Dunmer who lied to us. I always felt that it was a bit on the fishy side. I mean, sure, his brother was perhaps not great, but still, how do we get up there? Through here, I'm guessing, at least looking at the map. Yes! Kill Malor Rethan. Okie dokie. So, hello, Fräulein. I killed you. I can steal from these guys without worry. Rethan assassin. Hello. You're who I'm supposed to kill? Nope, you're just a goon. Okay. Well, I can kill goons. I think. I've done it before. Shouldn't be. I should not have taken that. Oh well, never mind. But first, I'm gonna read all of your lore. Are you down here? Possibly, because you're not in here. Oh. White meat in a cupboard by the bed? What? Was that some kind of weird nighttime snack? Ah, yes! Waking up at 3 o'clock in the night. Let me get a steak. I know that's not white meat, but still. I guess I have a reason to kill him now. Not that I didn't before, but, you know, still. Weak! Very weak. Lore? Nah. Treasure? Doesn't look like it. Nope. Ooh. Nope. Probably have some stashes of that, but still. Hello. Yeah, you're hostile.
How did you... I'll finish this myself.
Oh, so you thought that your assassin was a master and didn't think that an adventurer that happened to go through a Daedric cult with stone-like zombies could handle an assassin. A single assassin. Not even like Not even like a horde. Like, I could understand if you sent like a group of hired thugs, but one assassin? Bitch, you deal with that on a daily basis. Yoink. La-dee-dee, I've robbed all your stuff. Not that there was much to show for it, but, well, now it's mine. I thought I clicked the door. I did not. Not a bad balcony. It's a bit enclosing, what with these tall iron spikes, but yeah. Differences in style can be worked out. Now, where was that? He was across the river, yes. I don't care about that. What?
Come, have a drink with me.
No, thanks. I'm running to the tavern. Alright. Let's see how good this this reward is. The stories of House Lalu is that they are quite stingy.
Quietly now. Is it finished?
Malorithon is dead.
Well then, this unfortunate little tale comes to an end. I've already dispatched some of my best agents to clean up Rethon Manor. We'll tend to Marla's apartment and the mine next. Well done. Now, what of this mysterious scroll?
I have it
Excellent.
here.
Best hand it over to me. Something so dangerous should not fall into the wrong hands. House Hlalu can keep it safe, or destroy it if we deem it necessary. This will earn you some favor with our house. I'll even double your pay.
Yeah. No. He wanted to use it against the other houses. I mean, and I don't really care about the infighting between the houses of Morrowind, but I'm certainly not going to contribute to it either.
You sniveling little swit. Do you know how valuable... Never mind. What's done is done. But don't expect any extra coin from me now. You'll have what was promised for killing Marla and not a drake more.
I don't mind.
This had better buy your silence as well.
I don't know about that. I can, talk over me and do stuff like that. But anyway, that's it. In the next episode, we shall head outside Balmora once again and see if we can't find the crew chief. Oh, Ebony Enforcer. Okay. But between the next episode and... between this episode and the next, I will have found this crafting station somewhat in this area and clear out my inventory so that we have a fresh bit of pockets to go on. So, until next time, take care.